What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com. And today I wanted to do a quick video talking about a couple of Chiefs roster updates from today, or a couple health updates rather, from head coach Andy Reid as we head into this divisional round playoff matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars. First bit of news comes from Nick Jacobs at Jacob71 on Twitter. He tweets, "The Chiefs officially designated RB Clyde Edwards-Helaire and tight end Jody Fortson to return. They have a 21-day window to be added back for the 53 or will remain on IR after those 21 days. They will not appear on an injury report until they are activated to the 53. So just in case anyone needed this, essentially Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jody Fortson are back at practice, but that does not mean that they are off of IR. They have been designated for return. Still have to be activated, though. Let's start with Jody Fortson. Fortson was initially placed on IR on December 28th after the game versus the Seahawks due to an elbow injury. I honestly don't even remember it happening, and I was kind of running around the day of that Seahawks game, given the fact that it was Christmas Eve. So I must have missed the Jody Fortson injury, but after he went on IR, I was pretty disappointed, but it looks like he has a very good chance to come back, and hopefully that elbow is healed up because he is pretty important to the tight end rotation, and he's definitely a guy that the Chiefs can use in the red zone. Jody Fortson is the ultimate red zone weapon. You know, he has that frame that can win you almost any 50-50 ball that you throw his way, and the Chiefs have definitely missed him. And he's also a very underrated blocker. That's an area in which he's really improved since he first joined the team on the practice squad a few years ago. The Chiefs could afford to take their time with Jody Fortson since Blake Bell was able to return not too long ago, but looks like we got a good chance to have all of the Chiefs tight ends, Noah Gray, Travis Kelce, Jody Fortson, and Blake Bell, healthy and active this postseason. Then there's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So, CEH. This one you guys are going to get, a little bit more from me. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I thought, honestly, he was done for the season. And he still could be, because, again, this is just opening their 21-day practice window. The Chiefs could decide that he's still not ready and he never comes back this season. But I thought he was done for this season. Like, I really thought that just he was not going to be back. This indicates that there is a chance that he comes back and there's a chance that he could see some game action. And I have some feelings about that. Since Clyde Edwards-Helaire went out with that high ankle sprain that he sustained in the Los Angeles Chargers game earlier this season, the Chiefs running game has honestly been fantastic. It's been better than it's been in a long time, quite frankly. Jerick McKinnon just won AFC Offensive Player of the Month, had 9 touchdowns over the course of the month of December. Isaiah Pacheco just finished with over 800 yards rushing and already had a better career high in rushing yards than Clyde Edwards-Helaire this season. Even Ronald Jones, who was the break glass in case of emergency running back for most of this year, has even looked good when he's played and had a touchdown against the Raiders. Essentially, this Chiefs running back rotation does not need to be messed with. It does not need Clyde Edwards-Helaire back. And I understand the staff has an infatuation with him, and that's my problem, is that Clyde Edwards-Helaire does not need to come back. He doesn't provide any value, in my opinion. Like, if Clyde Edwards-Helaire comes back and he plays, who are you taking snaps away from? Who are you playing him over? He should not be taking any snaps away from Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco. I'm sorry, but we've done 3 years now of this Clyde Edwards-Helaire experiment, and it doesn't work. It's the same thing every time. Inconsistency, and I see a running back that consistently is killing drives for the Kansas City Chiefs because they force feed him the ball on first and second down, and you're lucky if you can get a couple yards out of him because then he falls forward or goes down at first contact. And look, I hate to be harsh on the guy, but this is just how I feel. I don't want him coming back and ruining this Chiefs running back rotation that is perfect the way it is right now. Like, it was addition by subtraction when CEH went down. That's the reality. If he's coming back to be anything other than a guy who sits the bench and only plays in case of emergency, then I think this is irresponsible of the coaching staff. And this late in the season too, like he's coming off injury, he hasn't played in a while. It's just too late in the season to get him back acclimated into this offense. If you're Andy Reid, you gotta ride with the hot hand. Your hot hand is Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco. In my opinion, going to Clyde Edwards-Helaire when the Chiefs didn't need to is one of the many reasons that they lost the AFC Championship game last year. If you guys can remember back to last postseason, Clyde Edwards-Helaire missed the first game of the postseason with a shoulder injury that he sustained late in the regular season. He played limited in the Buffalo game, and then in the second half of that AFC Championship game against the Cincinnati Bengals, even though Jerick McKinnon was averaging like 7 yards per carry and was killing the Bengals defense in the second half for some reason, this team started going to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, giving him his own set of downs, his own drives on offense, and the offense stalled. They went to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He wasn't breaking off very many long runs. They went to him a couple times in the passing game, couldn't record a catch. It was bad. And I don't want a situation like that happening again. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire does return, though, hypothetically, let's just pretend that he does come back, and the Chiefs do play him like significantly, I think the only place where he could potentially add value, because he did earlier this regular season, and I think when you look at Clyde Edwards-Helaire's career as a whole, this was more of an anomaly. He was a weapon for this team in the red zone, and maybe he could provide you some additional red zone offense, some help in the red zone. But honestly, I think Jerick McKinnon even has that covered, and I think he's better in that regard. So I just don't see the value in adding Clyde Edwards-Helaire back to this roster this season. I just don't. Those are my thoughts. Lastly, we got an update on Mecole Hardman earlier today from Andy Reid. Mecole Hardman did not practice today. Andy Reid said that he suffered a setback and that they had hoped that he would progress better by now. And this was pretty disappointing news, because Mecole Hardman was activated off IR prior to the last regular season game against the Raiders. He didn't play against the Raiders. I never expected him to. Some people expected him to. I don't know how you could have expected him. The only reason they even activated him off IR is because if they didn't, then he wouldn't have been eligible to return this season. And so the Chiefs activated him with that small hope that he could return at some point this season. And unfortunately, Mecole's chances of returning are looking very bleak. Look, Mecole Hardman has been a very frustrating player for this team for a long time. He's probably never going to be what Chiefs fans once thought he could be after his rookie season. He has a lot of frustrating moments. But if you look back at the last couple postseasons, Mecole Hardman has been a difference maker in the playoffs, and he really caught fire in the postseason last year against the Bills. He had a big touchdown that really swung that game. He even had a big catch against the Bengals, a couple of big catches actually. And I've always said Mecole frustrates the hell out of me, and sometimes he makes me regret having trust in him. Actually, a lot of times he makes me regret having trust in him. But I do think he's a weapon for this team, and he's also a big part of this Chiefs red zone offense. You know, all these guys that I'm talking about today, Jody Fortson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Mecole Hardman, have all helped the Chiefs in the red zone this year. And they're without all three of them right now. And I think it's important that they get at least Mecole or Jody Fortson back. I already gave you my thoughts on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. If he comes back, cool. I don't really care for him, though. Mecole Hardman, though, like, that's a disappointing one. Like, say what you want about Mecole Hardman. I know he's a frustrating as hell player. I think he can help this team, and you need as many weapons as possible. And I would really like to see Mecole Hardman and Kadarius Toney on the field at the same time and see what the Chiefs can do with both of them, because I don't think we've had a game yet this year where both of them have like actually played together. And as far as the roster spot's worth, given that the Chiefs potentially activated Mecole Hardman while knowing that there's a chance he doesn't come back, because I saw some people complaining about that today, I think this is a pretty easy decision by the Chiefs. It's very easily explainable. The Chiefs activated Mecole Hardman off IR because if they didn't at the time that they did, then he would have been ineligible to return for the rest of the season. This way, there's actually a chance that he could return. And if he takes up a roster spot and never plays oh well, guess what? That roster spot was just going to be used on a practice squad receiver that was going to be inactive on game day anyway. So it's really fine. I don't know if we'll see Mecole Hardman again this postseason. I really hope that we do, though, and I hope that he can heal up and maybe become a limited participant at practice some point this week. We'll see, though. Those were all the updates from Andy Reid today, and those are all the Chiefs roster and health updates from today. That's all I got. Just wanted to get a quick video out on that with my thoughts. But all that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. And make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com. And I will see you all in the next one. Go Chiefs!